Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Coach Mike with Elite Performance, and happy Father's Day. I hope all the dads had a chance to, spend some time with the kids and just got a chance to relax and had a good day. If you're a dad and you're out there, taking care of your business, I salute you. I applaud you. Just happy Father's Day. First thing I want to say is, if you're watching this video on Instagram, then at 15 minutes, Instagram is going to cut this video off if it goes that long. So if it is cut off at 15 minutes, just go to my Instagram page and click on the link. It'll take you straight to my YouTube channel and you can finish watching it there. But if it doesn't, this video probably will go past 15 minutes, so just a heads up if you're watching on Instagram. Now let's get into it. Whenever I have conversations about veganism, in particular, it's always a really hot topic. And I've had an abnormally large amount of those conversations over the past month or so. And that's why I decided to do a video about it. Just because I keep having the same conversation over and over with people that keep kind of saying the same stuff. So I'm like, hey, let's do a video about it. And the reason it's like such a hot topic is because everybody has their own opinion, which is okay. You're definitely entitled to your own opinion. You are not, however, entitled to your own set of facts. And that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the facts. If you're a vegan and that's what you want to do, it doesn't bother me. I'm not trying to convert anybody. If you eat meat and whatever you want to do, whatever you want to put in your mouth, that's your business. I don't care. So I just want people to understand that first. I'm not trying to change nobody's mind, but I am going to talk about the facts and the facts only. Before I get into the facts, I want to address just a couple things that, by and large, every person I've ever had a conversation with who's vegan has said, or any video that I've watched from somebody a vegan has said. So just a few things I want to address. One of the first things that vegans say to me is about not liking the way animals are treated and not liking the way that they're slaughtered. And I totally agree. I'm on board with that 100%. But my answer to that is, I just don't go to places that sell meat like that. I don't go to grocery stores. Plain blank. I go to farms. I go to farmers markets. So I'm not going to let the grocery store industry dictate my diet. But I'm with you on that part. But, I can get around that. The next part they talk about is just the animal's right to life, which you have to look at it from a holistic point of view. And here's the holistic point of view. Again, you're entitled to your opinion, but not your facts. Okay, the animal has a right to live. So does the apple. So does the potato. When you pull that apple off the tree, you have separated it from its life force. And in science, that means you have killed it. A botanist will tell you, you have separated that apple from its source of life. You have killed it. Right? When you get that apple home and you cut it, what you call juice, it's like it's blood. And if you let that apple stay cut on your kitchen counter for about 20 minutes, it's going to start to turn brown. It's going to start to deteriorate and decay because you separated it from its life force. The simple fact is, if you live in this universe, on this earth, in order for you to eat anything, something's got to die. All right? I've heard, I've said that to vegans, and the vegans say that, no, the apple doesn't have this or the apple doesn't have that, but the apple has life. Right? Everybody knows that plants are alive. Everybody knows that if you talk nice to them, they respond. If you talk bad to them, they respond. That plant is alive. Right? There are machines right now that you can buy, hook up to an apple that will show you all the vibrations that apple is making at that moment. That apple is alive. And so if you have a problem with killing something in order to eat, and you live on this earth, you can't eat nothing, because everything is alive. And when you separate it from its life force, from its life source, then you killed it. Right? And that's just the truth. So I don't care if you eating steak or if you eating apples. Something had to die. In order for you to live, something had to die. So that's just the way that one goes. Every meat-eating animal on Earth has what I call canines. It's those four pointy teeth that you have. They're for ripping and tearing. All right. The only animals on Earth that have those teeth eat meat. That's a fact. Do with that fact what you like. But you have teeth in your mouth that every other animal that has, they all eat meat. Now, every animal on Earth that doesn't eat meat don't have those teeth, like cows, like giraffes, like elephants. They don't have canines, all right? But they do have something that you don't have, and that's more than one stomach. Every plant-eating animal on Earth has more than one stomach. Cows have two. Some animals have three. Most have two. The reason animals have more than one stomach that eat vegetarian is because that type of diet is really hard on the digestive system. And it takes two stomachs to get the job done. Again, you're entitled to your opinion, but you're just not entitled to your own facts. And again, that's a fact that you're biologically, anatomically put together like animals that eat meat. Now, if you don't want to, you can say you don't want to. But you can't say that human beings are designed to eat plants. No, we're not. We are not. Okay? There's something called essential and non-essential, right? Like an essential amino acid is one that your body can't make. You have to eat it. Non-essential, your body can make it. Then you got essential fatty acids. That means these are fats that your body cannot make. There's no such thing as an essential carbohydrate. Does not exist any place on Earth. Again, just another fact. Now, here's a big one. I hear this 100% across the board, and I respect the effort, but the effort is flawed. I hear this all the time. Well, I did my research. And it's almost, to this point, comical. Because, to get my first degree, I had to take classes on how to do research. It's not that easy. It's not that simple. Just because you go to Google and you watch a few documentaries that all say what you want them to say anyway, that's not research. That's you went and looked for some stuff and you found what you looked for. All right. In order to do research, I have to know how to validate whether the research is any good to begin with. Because just because it's published doesn't make it good research. Bad research is published at a higher rate than good research is. Let me give you an example. If you live in Canada, if you live in the United States, if you live in the UK, you've definitely seen this commercial. All right. Have you or a loved one taken this drug and suffered this over here? If so, give us a call because you might be entitled to blah, 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 blah. All right. Whatever pharmaceutical drug that they're talking about, they had to do research on it. And they had to prove in that research that that drug was safe and effective. Clearly, the research was flawed. All right, so the only way to really do research is to know how to validate it. And I just simply doubt, unless your background is in science, that you know how to do that. So while I do applaud the effort, me listening to somebody say I did my research about something science-based, now it can be mechanical. It's a bunch of how-to videos on mechanical stuff. That's a little bit different. But if we're talking about, in order for you to research something scientifically, you have to go to the research. And just because it's published, that don't mean nothing. Nothing. So, my advice to everyone on that topic is seek out someone who's a scientist, someone who knows how to validate whether research is even worthy of reading, you know. And brief story, a couple years ago, a friend of mine, and I'm going to say the name of the company because I don't care, was trying to get me to sell isogenics. And I was like, you know, with my science brain, listening to him talk about it, I'm going, I don't know about this, man. This does not sound like it's healthy. But I have an open mind, and I'm always willing to look. So I said, listen, give me a couple weeks. Let me do some research into this company, into this product. He gives me 1 or 2 studies. I don't remember, but he definitely gave me one. All right. So the first thing I did was I looked for all the research into isogenics that I could find. And all the research that I could find is the stuff that he gave me. So it was very, very limited. Like I said, there was 1 study or 2. I'm fairly sure it was 1, but it might have been 2. But so I find the research. And the first thing I do is I want to look at the doctors. Who are they that did this research, and what are their affiliations? Now, the research was done, the study was called the Skidmore study. And I think it was done at some university, I think in New York. But if you look at the doctors who did the research, 4 of them worked for the school, who, by the way, got a grant from Isogenics prior to this research, which is very important. But 4 of them worked for the school. The other 4 worked for Isogenics. Red flag, all right? You can't do research with your scientists. So I say, okay, let's keep looking. Well, who actually did the research? Well, the research was done by the scientists that worked at the school. Who wrote the research? Right? Just because they did it doesn't mean that they wrote it, right? The people that do it and the people that write it does not have to be the same people. It should be, but they don't have to be. When you look at this Skidmore study into isogenics, you find that the people who actually wrote the study are the isogenic scientists. Red flag. Then you always, with everything, follow the money. Who published the research? Who paid for it? I'm sorry. Isogenics paid for the research, gave the school a grant, and wrote the research. Do you think I wasted my time reading anything it had to say? That's not valid. All right? That's an example of how to even validate whether the research is worthy of looking at. So like I said, I applaud the effort, but seek out someone who knows how to do research and knows how to read research, because otherwise you're not doing research. You're looking on the internet for people saying what you're saying, and then you're finding documentaries that people say what you say, even though most of those documentaries, I'm not going to say most, I'm going to say every last one of them that I've seen is full of garbage to the end. What the Health is the worst one. But I got off course. Vitamin B12. You cannot get vitamin B12 from plants. In my opinion, if I must supplement because I can't get something from my food, then this diet probably isn't that great. There's a doctor, Dr. Price. Dr. Price and Dr. Pottinger. You can actually go to pricepottinger.com. They have a website and a facility, I think, in San Diego. But this was about in the 40s, early 50s. They traveled the globe, right? They looked at indigenous tribes everywhere, right? They went to the Maori in New Zealand. They went to the Aborigines in Australia, the Inuit in Canada and the North Pole, the Maasai in Africa. Like, they went everywhere looking for a tribe who had a vegetarian or vegan diet, right? Now, the reason they went to indigenous people is because the only way to know whether a particular diet is good or bad is you have to look at it long term. So again, when I hear vegans say, I've been a vegan for 15 years, I haven't had any problems. So it's not how you judge whether or not a diet is good. You have to look at hundreds of years of eating a certain way, because the human body, by and large, is put together extremely well. All right. And it really depends on how much you beat your body up before you decide to go vegan. And even how you do vegan, because some of that vegan stuff is like, dude, what is that? I start reading the ingredients, and I'm like, do you know what the heck they put in this stuff? So some of it, you can be doing vegan good, quote unquote, and really bad, quote unquote. But you have to look at long term. You can't look at 15 years. You can't look at 20 years. But anyway, they went all around the earth, and they were looking for a vegan, vegetarian tribe. They could not find out one. All right, Earth is really big, people, really big. If you don't have an idea for the size of this planet, understand this. There's a forest in Russia the size of the United States. All right, Earth is huge. And if vegan or vegetarian was sustainable at any level, you would think it would have been done somewhere. For a vegan to tell me that humans were designed to eat plants does not account for almost a third of the globe. All right? Fruits and vegetables don't grow in Siberia. They don't grow at the North Pole. How do these people eat? How are they supposed to live and survive? If people are not supposed to eat meat, how do those people supposed to survive up there? How do they survive? That's just a common sense question. Cholesterol. Most people don't have an understanding of cholesterol. So let me give you a brief understanding of cholesterol. Cholesterol is a sterol. Cholesterol. Okay? LDL, low density lipoprotein, is not a sterol. It's a lipoprotein. HDL, high density lipoprotein, is not a sterol. It's a lipoprotein. Thus, they are not the same. There's no such thing as good or bad cholesterol. There's cholesterol and there are lipoproteins. Now, your liver makes cholesterol, makes 20% of the cholesterol that your body needs. All right, emphasis on needs every day. Now, the rest of the cholesterol, you have to eat that. Now, LDL is the vehicle that brings cholesterol out of your blood, out of your liver, dumps it into your blood. Your cells use it. They dump the waste products back into your blood. HDL comes along, cleans it up, and takes it back to the liver. It's a huge bus station. That's all it is. All right, cholesterol is not linked to any disease on earth. Not one, not one, not one. Bring me any research that says it is, and I guarantee you within 5 minutes I can show you where a pharmaceutical company did that research and paid for it. All right, cholesterol is not linked to nothing. Again, the Inuit people, the people that live at the North Pole, all right, people call them Eskimos, but that's derogatory. They're Inuit. Their diet was, 95% fat, is 95% fat. They eat whale meat, whale blubber, walrus meat, walrus blubber, seal meat, seal blubber, bear meat, bear fat. The few fruits and vegetables that grow there don't grow very long. Their cholesterol was 500, 550. They don't get heart disease. They're perfectly healthy. All right, so you got to understand about what cholesterol is. Now, your brain is made of cholesterol, 85% of it. Your entire nervous system is made of cholesterol. All right, in order to have nerve impulses, you need cholesterol. In order for your body to make vitamin D3, I don't care how much you lay out in the sun, you have to start with cholesterol. Testosterone and estrogen are made of cholesterol. Facts. All facts. You are not entitled to your own facts. You can have your own opinion, but you can't have your own facts. The vegan diet can't sustain brain function because your brain is made of something that you cannot get in the plant kingdom. In the plant kingdom, cholesterol is called phytosterol, and it's toxic to the human body. Can't use it whatsoever. The only source of food that can feed your brain, your nervous system, your adrenal cortisol and everything, the only thing is cholesterol. The only place you can get it is from an animal. There's no cholesterol supplement. Trust me, they're never going to make one of those. All right? Again, you're entitled to your own opinion. You're not entitled to your own set of facts. All right? like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. If you're a vegan, be a vegan. It does not affect my life whatsoever. But like I said, when I keep having the same conversations and I keep hearing the same stuff, and it's like, all right, well, let me do a video about it. Because whatever decision you decide to make, I just want you to be informed. You know, it's not my place to say whether it's good or bad. Just be informed. Here's another one. I hear this one from vegans. They say, well, everybody's body is different and everybody's body is going to react to things differently. I'm glad I remembered that one, because that one irritates me. It really does. Because there's no intellect in that statement. All right? Everybody's body is not different. There are 7 billion people on earth. There are 5 types of blood. That's how different we are. If I eat inorganic arsenic, I'm going to die, or at the very least, get sick. If you eat inorganic arsenic, you're going to die, or at the very least, get sick. If I don't drink enough water, I'm going to get dehydrated. If you don't drink enough water, you're going to get dehydrated. Sure, your taste for food might be different than mine. You might be taller than me or shorter than me, but at a biological level, we are not different. Like I said, there are 5 types of blood. Even if we talk about genetic defects, birth defects, 5% of people. 5% of people come here with bad genes. That's it. So even if we're saying that, all right, you got one type of people come here with good genes, one type of people come here with bad genes. Still, 2 different types of people is not that different when we're talking about 7 billion. All right, we are not different. We are all the same. All right, there's no person on earth that bullets bounce off of. There's no person on earth that just levitates and flies. No, we're all the same. All right, so that argument holds no water to say, well, this diet might work for my body and this diet might work for my body. You can say that to a very small degree, but not something as dramatic as I'm going to cut out an entire portion. I'm not going to eat meat. I'm not going to eat. You can't go that far and then try to make the statement that, well, it might not work for you because our bodies are different. Our bodies are not different. All right, they're not. Like I said, when we get to the basis of it, they're not. All right, my lungs are in the exact same place that your lungs are. All right, your lungs are not in your butt. All right, my liver is in the exact same place that your liver is, and it functions the exact same way that yours does. Your liver is not in your shoulder. All right, we are not different. So just kill that one. Just don't even bring that one no more, because it just shows there's a lack of cognitive function if you seriously think that. But anyway, like I said, happy Father's Day to all the fathers. It's Coach Mike. You guys take care.